Forewarning regarding movie Obsession and the character featured in the video. Obsession is a supernatural horror movie released in 2026. It gained an overwhelming positive critical review and box office record. Regarding its reception, Obsession earned 94% from both critic response and audience response in famous movie review website Rotten Tomato. In its box office record, Obsession earned $442 million from its budget of $705,000, grossing more than movies coming from long-running IP like The Mandalorian and Grogu, Master of the Universe, and Supergirl. Obsession features the main character named Bear, the stupid and foolish individual who ruined his life and people around him. His childhood crush, to love him through making the supernatural wish by use of toy named One Last Willow. By making the wish that forced Nikki to love him, Nikki gradually becomes insane and kills everyone around her. The act of forcing Nikki to love Bear ultimately caused Bear to die in the end. Anyway, the reason why I'm making this video is a question that get in my head one day. Which character that fits on that better will be foolish, stupid, or obsessive like Bear to make wishes similar to Bear? Which character would be insane or daring enough to make a dangerous wish that would force someone to love them and ruin their life and people around them? Obviously, like 99% of heroic characters, like most of Marvel and DC superheroes for example, would not make the wish. It would be some type of crazy, obsessive evil villain who would make the wish. That said, even villains have a deep. Anyway, I'm starting this video with Thanos. Thanos is the first character I think of when I come to making the list. Thanos, the Marvel supervillain, is a person that you become when you only focus on your life on impressing someone else. In the comics, Thanos is motivated with his obsession to get the love of death, the physical environment of death itself in the Marvel universe. His obsession to gain love with death led Thanos to become a cosmic warlord, killing probably more than trillions of lives across the galaxy. Heck, he killed 50% of the universe using the Infinity Gauntlet in order to get permanent boyfriend status of death. That's the reason why Comic Drake made a video of Thanos regarding his obsession with death. Even all of his power and talent, his love with death led him to escalate him to become a villain and ruin the lives of people around him. History of Mad Titan. The Joker. One of the most iconic DC supervillains of our time, I put the Joker on the list due to his obsession with Batman. While Batman is known for having numerous supervillains, many people consider the Joker as the arch-nemesis status to Batman. The reason being is the Joker's obsession toward Batman. The Joker is upset with Batman. It's upset with Batman to the point where Jokers keep committing the crime because that is the only way they would lead Batman to fight him. There was one of the stories in DC Comics named Batman Going Insane, where Joker literally quit being a crime boss because he thought Batman was dead permanently. Because of this obsession with Batman, I feel like the Joker would use One Last Willow in a way that would make Batman fight him forever. Sure, they was somewhat different from Bear's wish to make Nikki love him per se, but I found the Joker obsession with Batman and Bear's obsession with Nikki somewhat similar, so I put him on the list. Harley Quinn. From Joker to Joker's former sidekick One Side Crush, I will pick Harley Quinn, the DC's villain slash anti-villain. Harley Quinn is an example of obsessing someone unconditionally in a toxic way. The reason why she became a villain in the first place is because of Harley's obsession with the Joker. In the most continuity of DC universe, Harley becomes a villain because she somehow fell in love with the Joker while she was giving a psychological therapy to the Joker. When Harley did therapy to the Joker, for some reason, Harley gained sympathy for the Joker and started loving him seriously. This Harley's sympathy and love to the Joker ended up turning her into his #1 loyal sidekick to Joker, even if the Joker is abusive to her. Anyway, this part of Harley Quinn being the Joker's willing slave continued for like 20 years after she first debuted in 90s, but around late 2010, the situation has changed and Harley Quinn became more independent from the Joker. To be honest, in the current 2020 era, I say Harley Quinn is now somewhat separate from the Joker, and she has stopped obsessing with the Joker. That said, back to the point, if I solely focus Harley Quinn on her Joker's sidekick era, I say she will definitely use One Last Willow that would make her Joker love her more than anything in the world. However, in the modern era, like in 2020 era, I don't think Harley Quinn would make the wish. It really depends on what version of Harley in the context of history. Reverse Flash. Reverse Flash is a DC supervillain and one of the arch nemesis of Flash. Similar to Joker, his obsession with Flash is extremely diabolical. first starting out as a fan of the Flash in the future, but now becoming the Flash's villain in the present after learning that he was nobody in the Flash's life. Reverse Flash did everything to make the Flash's life miserable. Like, he literally killed his mom and innocent best friend. Due to this obsessive stalking behavior, someone even made a meme about Reverse Flash, where it goes like,
"It was me, Barry."
Also, Reverse Flash's dangerous and aggressive stalking behavior that ruins people's lives around him does not end here. In the comics Flash issue 8, released back in 2010, when Reverse Flash got a crush on some woman, he literally erases her boyfriend from reality so he can be with her, but when she does not seem to be interested, he literally destroys her mind. That really sounds like what a bear would do if he has a superpower. Because of this reason, I could see Reverse Flash using one Wish Willow to torment the Flash eternally or to abuse people around him. Darth Vader, the most iconic Sith Lord from Star Wars. I put Darth Vader due to his obsession with Padme. Back when he was a heroic Jedi, Anakin Skywalker, he had a wife named Padme Amidala. Unfortunately for him, when he saw a vision that Padme was going to die, he did everything in his power to save her. However, that everything includes falling into the dark side, joining the Sith, and ultimately becoming the cause that killed Padme. I put Vader here due to his relation with Padme. His obsession to save Padme that led him to abandon his ethics and moral led Anakin to use everything around him and become the terrible villain named Darth Vader. Of course, I should specify that Darth Vader time and Anakin Skywalker should be the most likely phase when he would probably use one Wish Willow. His full Sith period as Darth Vader during Classic Trilogy would probably not use one Wish Willow due to him using humanity, and when he finally returned as Jedi during the moment of his death, I think he already gained his sense of moral by then, so he would not use one Wish Willow. So yeah, only specific part of his life applies, I guess. Bowser, the main villain of the Super Mario series. I put Bowser here because of his motivation in 90% of Mario game. He always, almost likely, kidnapped Princess Peach, and then Mario had to go out and save Princess Peach. I remember in Super Mario Odyssey, Bowser outright tried to marry Princess Peach, but obviously it did not work out. If Bowser heard about one Wish Willow, I say it's very likely for Bowser to at least consider using the wish to make Princess Peach love him or something. Of course, for other characters listed on this video, I found Bowser to be very most nicest of them, and I always found Mario to be very cartoony and unserious to the core, so I don't see Bowser using the wish become self-destruct to the point where it permanently hurt the Mario cast. I mean, can you really hurt the Mario character to begin with? Wile E. Coyote, the iconic Coyote from famous cartoon Looney Tunes. I decided to put Wile E. Coyote in the video due to his hard-working obsession to catch Roadrunner. From the beginning of 40s, Wile E spent like 50 years of catching Roadrunner for supper, but he never, or at least 90% of the time, never able to catch that bird. I mean, this is just for food, and even with Wile E constantly getting destroyed and traded thousands of times, he still never give up on catching the Roadrunner. That can be truly hardworking or in some mode obsessive. To be fair, I could see Wile E see the one Wish Willow from a internet store and order it and make a wish to catch Roadrunner. Of course, if one Wish Willow is sold by Acme Inc., then Wile E just screwed himself even more. Tomcat. Tomcat is one of the two main characters from the beloved cartoon Tom and Jerry. Similar to his deathbed opponent, Wile E. Coyote, Tom has a similar relationship with his rival, friend and enemy Jerry. However, Tom's relationship with Jerry is not the reason why I put him on the list. I put Tom in the list due to the infamous Tom and Jerry episode Blue Cat Blues. In this episode, Tom falls in love with the female white cat he saw and does everything to get her attention, but it was never enough for this cat. Tom literally ruined his life because of this one cat and makes Jerry, the main rival to Tom, very bad for him. Anyway, his experience with very one-sided love ruined Tom's life forever, causing him to sit at the train track, implying the unhappy end. I know that Tom and Jerry stories are always different from one another, but I could see Tom from this specific episode of Blue Cat Blues would use one Wish Willow to get her attention. This might be more depressing character to analyze in this video in my opinion. In the end, When I decided that I wanted to make the That Bear video related to Obsession, my first draft of the video was to figure out which That Bear character would never make a dumb mistake that Bear made in the movie. However, as I brainstormed the idea, I found out that it would be more fun to talk about the character who would try to make the wish similar to Bear, and then figuring out the character who would not make the wish. I mean, like I said before, 99% of hero character would never use one wish below. And as I was coming up with the character who might use one wish below, I found myself removing character from the list because I just do not see them actually acting like Bear in the movie. That said, I want to end the video by saying that even if I put this character on the list, I want to point out that every single character is different from the Bear. If this character was able to get one wish below in some form or another, I don't see them actually self-destruct like Bear did in the movie. Sir, if you're a poor, evil, crazy character, maybe you will escalate the situation, but in the end, I don't see them go out pathetically like Bear in the movie. But now, it's time to end the video. Goodbye, thanks for watching.